Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome to CodeBeats. We'll be starting right at 11:25. All right, hope you all are doing well. Again, we're going to be starting right here at about 11:25. Until then, enjoy the beats, and especially these beats created by artificial intelligence. Check it out.
Ooh, you sounded crazy, bro. Yo, appreciate it, bro. I actually barely did a thing. This is mainly artificial intelligence. Yo, artificial intelligence? Bro, isn't that like that Black Mirror stuff? Sounds kind of scary. It's probably why this beat's so wicked, though. Get me in there. So I think this is pretty crazy. Every single drum beat, every single melody y'all just heard was created by artificial intelligence. I didn't play a single drum beat. I didn't play a single melody. It was all generated. So hold up. Let's take a step back real quick. What even is artificial intelligence? We hear about it in things all the time. We see it in shows like Black Mirror. We see it in shows like Westworld. We see it in autonomous vehicles like Teslas, right? It's a super complex and convoluted concept, and it feels like it's super far out there. But in reality, artificial intelligence is baked into a lot of what we see and what we interact with on a day-to-day basis. All artificial intelligence really is trying to help a machine or a computer act more like a human. One of the most important, one of the most popular topics underneath the umbrella of artificial intelligence is machine learning. So to really connect the dots between artificial intelligence and machine learning, there is a three-step process. Number one, it's collecting data. Number two, you then feed that data to a computer in order for that computer to learn based on that data. And then step number three, you would then ask that computer to go out into the world and make predictions. So to really land this plane as far as what machine learning is, I present you an analogy, right? Let's think about the concept of teaching a child, maybe the age of 4 years old or 5 years old, how to learn what the genre of hip hop is. What's step number one, right? You need to collect a catalog of hip hop. That could be Biggie, it could be Eminem, it could be Drake, Tupac, whatever your definition of hip hop is your data.
Oh, that is interesting. Let's see if we can fix that.
Ooh, you sounded crazy, bro. Biggie, it could be Eminem, it could be Drake, Tupac, whatever your definition of hip hop is your data. Step number two, you would then sit with the child and play the music back, right? You would point out the important features in the song, such as the lyrics, such as the 808s, such as the snares, whatever makes that hip hop, in your opinion, is what you would then teach that child. And then step number three is simply allowing that child to now go out to concerts or parties and allow them to predict the genre of hip hop. Maybe they go to a Drake concert and they hear 10 new Drake songs they've never heard before, and they come back and they say, hey, I heard 10 new songs that would identify as hip hop. Great, you know that you taught that child properly. But if they went to, let's say, a Nickelback concert, and by the time they got home, they said, hey, I heard 10 new hip hop songs today, you immediately know that something went wrong in that training phase, and you just sit that child down and play more hip hop songs or point out more important features. That's the analogy I want to share with y'all as far as what helped me understand machine learning in a way that was conceptual for me. And once I understood it conceptually is when I could actually go out and try this for myself. So really taking it from there, now that y'all understand what artificial intelligence is, now that y'all understand what machine learning is, I'm actually just going to share with you what I did as far as my process. And again, to keep things simple, I'm going to break it down into 3 different steps. Step number 1 was collect a bunch of hip hop data. What exactly do I mean by hip hop data? It's instrumental. So what I did for that was, over my last 10 years of being a hip hop artist myself, I've got tons of instrumentals that I was able to use as my data set, right? I reached out to my homies, shout out Brian Kim and Wes, for donating a bunch of their instrumentals for this research project, right? So in the combination of mine and their instrumentals, that was my data set. So that was step 1. Step number 2, I had to feed that data to a computer. I tried feeding it to my Mac, but to be honest, my Mac simply wasn't powerful enough. So I ended up going up to the cloud. I launched a computer in Google Cloud specifically. I think Google definitely is a thought leader in the machine learning space. So I was comfortable with using them as where I wanted my compute to take place. So I fed that data to step number 2, a computer sitting in the cloud. And on that computer, I actually installed this library called Magenta. Magenta is a very powerful tool created by Google on being able to use machine learning to influence art and music, right? So Magenta was installed on top of that computer in order for me to actually help that computer learn what all of this data was. And then step number 3 was then to allow that computer not to identify new genres, but to allow that computer to, based on my definition of hip hop, now create new melodies and create new drum beats based on what I defined. This is a super crazy concept in my opinion, and it just blew my mind. All right, so now that y'all know my process, I'm gonna get cooking in Logic and take all this music data that was created through artificial intelligence and stitch together a hip hop track. What do I mean by stitch together a hip hop track? Just by having this music data at the end does not at all mean you have a hip hop instrumental. What you have is a bunch of MIDI data that then me as a producer could go in and choose the actual instruments that will power that MIDI, right? That will choose the actual arrangement of where the verses sit, the chorus, the list goes on. And I think this is one piece that I never want to abstract from the creation process. I think artificial intelligence, and this is a really, really, really important topic. Artificial intelligence is incredible, but I don't think it should ever, ever be used to replace an entire hip-hop creation process, especially in instrumentals. As I'm in the technology space, another thing that I'm really learning, things like artificial intelligence does have its place in music. I do wholeheartedly believe that, and it's been cool. And hopefully in this process, you're seeing this as well. But I think we as artists and we as technologists, whoever it is watching this video, needs to really prioritize and voice your opinions on this topic, because artificial intelligence can get to a point where it's replacing producers. And I've seen that firsthand. But I intentionally don't want to take this a step forward and try to replace producers, because at the end of the day, I think there's so much soul, there's so much humanity, there's so much of who you are that's also in hip hop that's not meant to be replaced by artificial intelligence. So now that you know my opinion on this, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Logic, stitch together a track, choosing the actual instruments and choosing the actual arrangement of the track, but I'm not gonna change any of the mid. I'm gonna let that be strictly what the artificial intelligence had produced, right? So you can see this track was produced by artificial intelligence. And the beat go boom, everybody try to make some room. Flow so sick, never catch me up on Zoom. Every day be looking like we living to be doomed, but I'ma sweep it up, so please pass me the broom. Ooh, swipe, moving that brush. My name is MJ, know that I'm clutch. Looking for magic, I got that touch. Putting in work while you ain't putting much. Greatness need patience, I don't ever rush. Never gon' settle, I came from the dust. I be doing me. Everybody wanna try to tell me how to live my life, but I'ma do it how I wanna. I be doing me. Climbing the charts, shoot for the stars, no matter the scars, this is who I be. I'm making this beat all by myself, but yeah, I got help. Artificially intelligent working is just how I do it. It's all on my head like a symphony. Yeah, yeah, like a symphony. Yeah.
All right, welcome to CodeBeats. We're gonna maybe get started in just a minute. We're just waiting to see if the MLK crew is gonna be showing up. Let me know in the chat if you're from MLK so we can, get things started if we need to. Hit me up in the chat if you're from MLK. We're gonna just be chilling out for just 1 or 2 more minutes before we get started. Thanks to those of you that are here on time. All right, we'll just be waiting another couple minutes. All right, and it looks like we don't have any MLK people here, so we are going to go ahead and shut it down for today. We'll see y'all next time. All right, take it easy.